Underneath this beautiful black cover is a new car from Porsche, and it's one that I, as well as many other enthusiasts, are very excited about based on the expectations set by its less intense cousin, the GT3. And that sort of gives it away because there aren't that many cars out there that make something as extreme as the GT3 seem docile. But this does. It's the 992 generation of the Porsche 911 GT3RS. It's caked in ducts, vents, harsh lines, and aero wizardry. It's a different level of performance. Or is it? The new GT3RS has the same 4-liter naturally aspirated flat six as the GT3, but here it makes 16 more horsepower at 518. But it has fewer torques, 4 fewer, at 342 pound-feet. Now the top speed is 184 miles per hour, and that is quite fast, but not as fast as the GT3's 199 miles per hour. 0 to 60 is done with in 3 seconds, which is quite quick. But then again, the MSRP of this car is $241,300, making it $60,000 more than a GT3 and $10,000 more than a 911 Turbo S. And that Turbo S has over 100 horsepower on the new RS and is half a second faster to 60. So why bother with the GT3RS? On paper, it doesn't really seem to make any sense. But here's the thing, we don't exist on paper. We exist in a 3-dimensional space, a world that has racetracks. Racetracks that this car is designed to annihilate. Everything you see is included with a purpose, and that purpose is to devour corners. Derived from the 911 RSR, the new GT3RS ditched the 3-radiator design of other 911s in favor of a single large radiator. This gives improved downforce and brake cooling. The front splitter separates airflow over and under the car, the underside of the car being fully paneled, possible thanks to that single radiator. The front fenders incorporate louvers to relieve the pressure in the wheel wells, and from the side you can see cuts in the bodywork, both at the doors and rear bumpers to guide airflow, a design inspired by the 1998 Le Mans winning GT1. The rear wing is massive and active, with hydraulic elements that shift the orientation for optimal downforce. Chassis components are also tweaked to reduce the deflection of the front axle under hard braking, the result of which is less dive. The RS utilizes a wider track, 29 millimeters compared to the GT3, and that's to accommodate things like these wider tires, 275s in the front and 335s in the rear. At the rear, you'll also notice on this rear quarter panel, this entry port. This is very similar to the ones that you'll find in a 911 Turbo and a Turbo S. It doesn't actually provide any cooling to the engine. The function of this is to provide the airflow with a seamless transition through the bodywork and out an exhaust port on the rear bumper. It's a very interesting design. On the roof, you'll see these guides on either side. These are designed to redirect the hot air exhausting out of those nostrils in the hood away from the engine. You don't want that hot air entering into there. All of these components are going to add weight, and to counteract that added weight, Porsche has integrated carbon fiber reinforced plastics on things like your doors, your roof, some of your front aero, the front hood, as well as your rear engine cover, all of which means that the weight of this new GT3RS is 3,268 pounds. Less if you get the Visac package, which this car has. It's going to give you things like carbon fiber hood, carbon fiber roof, as well as some other carbon sprinkled throughout the car. At its peak, the GT3RS will produce 1,900 pounds of downforce over this ridiculously designed body. That's the equivalent weight of 240 gallons of water. All of this means that this car produces double the downforce of the previous generation 911 GT3RS and 3 times more downforce than the current generation GT3. The interior of the new RS will differ from a standard 911 in some very key ways. First of all, you have no door handles. You have these fabric door pulls in their place, but it is a new design compared to the fabric door pulls I've seen on other Porsches. You have no rear seats. There's a bit of carbon fiber sprinkled through this car, but I'm sure that has something to do with the Visac package. But you do have these really nice carbon fiber handles on the doors. These are beautiful, very nice construction, in fact. The biggest change that you're going to notice is on the steering wheel because you have 4 different adjustable dials. The first one being the driving mode, that's nothing new, and just like with the GT3, you only have 3 modes, normal, sport, and track. Switching it into track mode is going to unlock the functionality of the other dials, which are your PASM, Porsche Active Suspension Management, so you can change the stiffness and rebound of your suspension. PTV Plus, Porsche Torque Vectoring, will change the characteristics of your differential as well as your torque distribution. And ESC and TC, your stability control and traction control, so you can fine-tune how invasive those systems are going to be as you're driving. It's really quite a clever system and an all-new way of experiencing a road car. Much of this technology borrowed from full-blown racing cars like the 911 RSR. And then right here on the steering wheel, you have your DRS, drag reduction system. So clicking that is going to put that massive rear wing in the most slippery orientation so you can cut through the air and achieve those higher speeds on a straightaway. The result of all of these innovations, the GT3RS lapped the Nürburgring in 6 minutes 44.85 seconds, making it faster than an Aventador SVJ, 991.2 GT2RS, Radical SR8RX, and a full 10 seconds faster than the current gen GT3. This RS is now number 4 on the list of fastest production cars in the world to lap the Nürburgring and holds the title for the fastest naturally aspirated road car ever to lap the track. So you see, on paper it might not make sense, but in the real world it set a new benchmark for what a performance car can be, a much more extreme version of what can be made road legal. And for that reason, more so than I think most other cars, I'd say this is a proper racing car for the road. But that's all for this video. Thank you so much for watching, and a huge thank you to Porsche of Riverside for loaning me this ice gray metallic example of the new RS to do a video for you guys. So I will leave the regular links in the description below to their website and social media for you to be able to check them out. Otherwise, leave me a comment with your thoughts on the new RS. Do you think it's worth the money? Would you take this over any other trim of the 911, or would you go for a different car entirely? Let us know down below. Otherwise, like and subscribe to show your support for the channel. It means more than you could possibly know. And hit that bell icon so you don't miss another post. But until the next video, thank you so much for watching and take care.